Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming out. When I came over here this afternoon, it was much nicer on the roads than I heard there are right now. We appreciate you coming out tonight to support the kids. This has been truly a homespun effort. Kyle Kiris, Kaylin McCoy, and Laura Fisher helped me write this last spring when we were in a play productions class. And we did a lot of looking on social media and news events and that kind of thing. So a lot of what you're going to see tonight is kind of what they were thinking and feeling back in the spring of 2020. If you haven't read the Freeman paper, that also is the Menno paper now, the Courier, they did have a front page story on the kids where they were able to kind of tell the story behind the play, which might help a little bit. With that being said, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. The kids have been kind of anxious, so we'll get them out here and they'll perform for you.
Said the person who died, a man in his 60s who had the virus, had underlying health conditions, and it's unclear whether or not COVID-19 directly caused his death. The person who died was from Pennington County, health officials said. The 4 other cases were reported across 4 other counties. All patients had recently traveled outside of South Dakota, but not necessarily internationally. The state's public health laboratory in Pierre confirmed the cases at about 2:15 p.m. Tuesday.
The question is not what should be happening in my life, but what is happening in my life. The present moments, the present set of circumstances, the present relationships in our lives. This is how God meets us and gives us life.
I just wish I understood why, as a grocery store clerk, I'm essential. My kids have been sent home, and my boss still tells me I have to go to work. My husband's been laid off, and bills still need to be paid.
Woohoo! No school! When the teacher said there was a chance, I thought she was crazy. No, I could just turn on my laptop and go right back to sleep. Easiest end of the school year ever.
There are so many different news reports out there, I don't even know what to believe. When they first talked about this virus getting to South Dakota, I never thought I'd get here. Man, was I wrong.
This epidemic is taking a toll on our country, state, and town. Small businesses like mine are suffering even with the help of the federal government. I know it's important to practice safe distancing and hand washing, but is it worth my business? Is it worth my sanity?
I know a lot of people are hating this quarantine thing, but I'm actually enjoying it. I've seen more of my family in this past week than I have all year. It's amazing to me how busy life was. I've missed this family time. I just hope I feel that way when this is all over.
You can do what you want to do, but don't tell me I have to wear a mask or social distance. It's only a virus. More people die from car accidents than this. I have rights. Don't get in the way of my freedoms.
Office in Pierre, a confirmed case of COVID-19 in Wagner, South Dakota has caused their school to close indefinitely. A man in his 50s from Charles, Mix County. Multiple other cases in Beetle, Davison, Minnehaha, Bon Homme, and Pennington counties have been reported. Schools across the state are preparing for the worst.
Today we want all students to take home their laptops, books, and chargers so that if we do not have school on Monday due to COVID-19, we will have online classes in order to keep our kids learning.
No school? Sweet.
We will still have school, but it will be online.
Awesome! I can wake up later and stay in bed for class.
And this was just the beginning of what life was going to be like for 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months.
What am I supposed to do with my kids when they are at home?
What we looked forward to doing was going through our heads like,
Will there be a prom?
What about track? I'm a senior and this is my chance at a scholarship.
Can we still have graduation? Will we even graduate?
When am I supposed to take the ACT test?
What are the college applications?
Governor Christie Nome mandated Friday that all K-12 schools close statewide as news broke of one new presumptive case of COVID-19 in McCook County, according to the State Department of Health website.
This will allow schools to clean their facilities and prepare for the following week. We will continue to reevaluate the situation, which is what we've been doing all along.
But that wasn't all that was going on in the state. People were running into stores and clearing out the shelves. People were finding it hard to feed their families. My name is Samantha. I'm a single mother of 4 children. My school isn't providing free lunches, my work hours got cut, and I have 3 elementary children at home who need to do their schoolwork. I have a baby who needs formula, and I'm on my last container. I just don't know what to do. I don't have a job to go back to because and my car broke down. I can't walk to the nearest town and go to the food bank. What am I supposed to do? Mommy, I'm hungry.
Mommy, I don't know what this word is.
Mom, what's a factor family? I just don't know what to do. I have to keep my children safe. I have to protect them.
You couldn't find toilet paper, paper towels, disinfectant, or hand sanitizer anywhere. Jokes about toilet paper filled social media about people wondering why you would hoard TP for a respiratory disease.
Mom, do you know what happened to the neighbor's house?
No, what happened?
Overnight, it was TP'd and now it's worth $875,000.
The governor announced school will stay closed through March 27th as a precaution to slow the spread of COVID-19. She says so far, South Dakota does not have community spread of the virus.
I don't know what to do. My son is in a group home in Sioux Falls, and they're telling me we are beyond the safety zone to bring him home so that I can take care of him. I need him home as much as he needs to be here. What if the last time I got to see him when he was home for 2 weeks ago? I don't know what to do. What if he gets sick? He is my one and only child, and I feel totally helpless.
Oh yes, he's doing fine. He likes going on the rides, but he takes his suitcase with him when he goes.
Can you get him back in the house?
Yeah, we can get him back to the house.
I feel like I'm abandoning him. Is there any more I can do?
All you can do is pray for us. This is stressful on everyone, and we're trying to do our best with what we have.
Believe me, you are all in my thoughts and prayers, and I feel forever grateful for all of you. Please give him a hug for me. That should be me with him. I need this whole pandemic to be over.
Governor Christie Nome announced Tuesday South Dakota schools should stay closed until May to give the state time to flatten and bend the COVID-19 curve. Nome said state projections of COVID-19 cases are expected to rise. Schools should remain closed through May 1st to give students and staff consistency and learning from a distance.
We are for sure not going to have children gathering in schools. We will obviously continue to reevaluate that in the next several weeks.
I am so sick of online classes. How do I get through with this kid that she has to hand in her work or she won't pass? I feel like I'm stalking her on the phone just to get her work handed in for grading.
I am so sick of all the phone calls telling me I need to hand in my homework. I know, but I just can't. I need my friends right now. I cannot handle the isolation.
Oh my goodness, May 1st? How do we keep going like this? I know it has to be done, but how do I know I'm doing my best online? When I can't see my kids' faces or read their expressions, I really miss my kids. I really miss their voices.
Why did this happen to me?
Stupid virus. Missed my teacher.
I want to see my friends.
Why can't we just go back to school?
I miss Mrs. Huber.
College of Obstetrician and Gynecology to stop the potential spread of the virus from mother to child. In order to stop the spread, local hospitals are only allowing the mother in for delivery, leaving the father and other coaches waiting for news of the delivery on a phone.
I will never forget the day I lost my baby brother.
It's engraved in my mind.
Why did this happen to us?
It started out as a regular day.
The sun was shining.
Birds were chirping.
Everything was just how we liked it.
Until the news story. I can't wait to meet my new baby brother. It's so boring while singing around my sister.
I heard that. Now, I'm trying to watch the news. The first confirmed case is in our area.
I can take it. I never get sick.
Whatever. You got sick after one mosquito bite last year.
Hey, Mom says it was a rare one.
Whatever, at least Mom's not due for another
Kids.
case. I'm going to You guys need to get in the car. We're going to the hospital.
News.
Honey, it's okay. It's just one case. You need to stop overreacting like your father is.
You could give birth in the car, have a miscarriage at the last second, or have permanent health problems after it. You have to consider all the factors, dear.
Everyone, let's go.
Everything went fine.
Until the call.
The call was horrifying.
I asked a lot of questions.
Daddy was scared.
The news made me come unglued.
I wish I could have understood what was going on.
Daddy didn't look very well.
Yes? Hello? Is my wife all right? And my baby boy?
Gary, congratulations. Your baby boy is adorable. But your wife, on the other hand,
What is it?
she's showing signs of COVID-19 like coughing, fever, and even shortness of breath.
No. It can't be. Kids, we have to go now.
What is it?
Not a peep from any of you until we get to the hospital.
Is my beautiful baby boy having the coronavirus? Kieran, I need you to calm down. It'll make your breathing easier. Can I hold him?
I am so sorry to report, but since you have come down with COVID-19, the baby cannot be here with you.
Where's my wife? My baby boy?
He's in the NICU right now being monitored. He is having breathing problems at the moment. Your wife is in there with the doctors right now being taken care of. I'm afraid all of you will have to be quarantined.
At least 3 separate Huron households and an extended family have tested positive for COVID-19. A man is in critical condition at a Vera McKinnon Hospital in Sioux Falls, while his wife is recovering at their home. It is believed that the virus spread to several family members when they visited another in the hospital. Another woman died suddenly on Saturday due to unknown causes, although she did have contact with other family members who have tested positive for the illness. Her family is waiting for her COVID-19 results.
Just got word we lost a teacher today. She was a third grade teacher. So much sadness, so much prayer needed. She was my best friend, my confidant, and my child's teacher. Just please help pray for this family.
This is so heartbreaking. I wish there was something we could do. Some way for us to honor her and recognize her. Please, if anyone has any idea of what to do, just let me know. For now, I am lighting a candle in my home for her to recognize her.
How do I handle this? How do I tell my daughter that her teacher died? How do I explain that she will never be able to say goodbye to her? How do I deal with losing a colleague that I respected so much? How do I keep going on with my students online and act like everything's okay? It's not okay.
I feel so overwhelmed that I can't even breathe. I worry about my students. I worry about the job I'm doing. Is it enough? Am I reaching my students? What more can I do? There are so many questions and the answers aren't really entering my mind to calm my soul.
I love connecting with my students online. It isn't the same, but I get to see them, talk to them, comfort them, and instruct them. Some of my kids are just too quiet. I worry how the social distancing is impacting them.
What do I do for my kiddos who aren't in the best places right now? They're safe in my classroom, but not in their homes. How do I reach out to them when I can't even be by them? That is why this is so hard. We can't protect them.
I seriously think I'm at my breaking point. People don't know what we are having to do and how many hours we are having to put into this new virtual learning. They tell us to self-care, but how do we care for ourselves when there's just not enough time in the day?
I went into my classroom today. It felt weird walking into that room. It was like everything was frozen in time from the day that we left. The thoughts that walked in my mind as I navigate the rows where students should be make me wonder when this will all be over. Or when this is over, what will it look like?
What is life going to be like back at school? How do we comfort one another when we can't be with each other? It seems like an email or an online meeting just doesn't help the pain we are all feeling. But most of all,
I miss my kids.
There are rising reports of the coronavirus infection in medical personnel. Doctors, nurses, technicians, paramedics, and first responders are being exposed to the virus at alarming rates. Death reports of these individuals are rising across the nation, including a 64-year-old nurse and a young ER doctor from Washington, D.C.
Please, for all our safety, make the sacrifice and self-isolate. Don't be selfish and spread this disease faster than it has to be, because if you decide you'd like to leave your house because it's your choice, in 4 weeks, we as healthcare workers will be deciding who gets that 1 minute left. Be responsible and only go to work, get the essentials, and go home. Wash your hands and for sure isolate if you are ill. As a healthcare worker, I am asking you to take this seriously.
Do you know how close I have to get to a patient to intubate them and then hook them up to a ventilator? I'm taking a risk because we don't have enough equipment to protect us.
They want me to continue to draw blood and do the testing to determine which patients have COVID-19, but they don't want me protected.
I continue to be vital to a patient's well-being, and I'm exposed to patients on a daily basis without the proper protection.
My colleagues and I are doing all the proper scans we need to do in our patients, yet we don't have the proper gear to protect us.
The list goes on and on and on. People who are exposed daily to a virus that we could get, or worse, take home to our families.
Doctors and nurses are so important and are being exposed on a daily basis. I would not, nor could I, do their job. I've probably forgotten someone who is vital to the team caring for all patients who require a visit to the healthcare system. Everyone is stressed with changes to regular workflows. Everyone is trying to do their best in this time of uncertainty. And they all deserve a little thanks and a prayer for their safety.
We stay here for you. Please stay home for us.
Nursing homes and assisted living centers across the state have closed their doors to visitors due to the rise in COVID-19 cases across the state. This comes after the CDC issued protocols to keep residents safe from this virus, which appears to attack the elderly.
I am asking that you bear with us at this time as we close our doors to protect our residents from this deadly virus. I know it's hard on all of you, as well as our residents, but in order to keep them safe, we have to do this.
Why can't they see me? They don't have the virus. I don't have anyone else except for them. Why won't you let them see me?
Mom, we know you're in the best of places during this virus, but we sure do miss you. I know it won't be long, and we'll be together again.
At our locations across the nation, we were one of the first long-term care facilities to adopt strict and difficult policies in order to protect our residents. We made the difficult decision to restrict residents to their room. We restricted visitors. We put staff in full PPE, instituted strict staff screening protocols, and ended everyday social activities, even ending everyday activities like gathering to play cards.
Total coronavirus-related deaths stands at 210. While any of this is unclear, if they have been in nursing homes, assisted living centers, or any other long-term care facilities, state health officials said Thursday that there have been 15 residents who have come down with COVID-19.
My heart breaks for them. They want to be with their families. We are doing our best with Skype, FaceTime, Zoom, or whatever else we can do to connect them. But it just isn't the same as that physical connection.
I saw my newest great-grandson out in the visitation booth yesterday. He was so close, but I still couldn't hold or touch him. My daughter-in-law took a picture for 5 generations. They were on one side of the glass, and I was on the other side. It breaks my heart that I still can't hold or touch him. What if I never get the chance?
We're all doing our best to try and stay positive during this time, but with all of Mom's medical issues, we just don't feel like we can bring her home. What are we supposed to do?
My heart hurts this week, looking at all the obituaries in our community newspaper. Some of them didn't even get issued in time. COVID-related or not, although many were, some were our friends, families, members of our churches, communities, and schools. Some were parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, aunts, uncles. Some were veterans. Some were new to our community, and some have been here their whole entire lives. They aren't just numbers, they're people, and they matter.
They have worked diligently to serve our community and our residents, and we know it has been challenging. All of our residents are served with safety and person-centered care as our highest priorities.
Tonight, 5,000 miles away in Italy, the death toll has risen to 24,173. All flights have been canceled, and all traffic in and out of Italy has been prohibited. Several American citizens are stranded and being held in isolation.
How am I going to tell my family I won't be home for a while? I have to call Sharon and let her know. What if I never see my family again? It's just too much.
Jim, are you there? The kids want to talk to you.
Dad, when are you coming home?
Soon, sweetie. I promise.
Don't lie to her, Dad. We saw the news. You aren't coming home for a while now, are you?
That's not true, right, Dad?
I'll be home before you know it.
All right, you two. Go in the other room, okay? I want to talk to your dad for a little bit.
I love you guys.
Love you, Dad.
I love you, Mark.
Yeah, whatever. Love you too, I guess. Just come home.
Jim, how bad is it really over there?
Everything's closed. Stores, businesses, and even hospitals. If you're caught wandering the streets outside, you're arrested on sight. I didn't want to tell the kids this, but I'm not coming home for a long time, I'm afraid.
Jim, what are we gonna do?
I don't know, sweetie. I honestly don't know.
As a result of COVID-19, many stores have made rules that if you are under the age of 16, you are not allowed to enter. This is because many teens and children are not following the quarantine recommendations. Therefore, we are asking parents to help enforce this and stop the spread of COVID-19.
Shelby is a 16-year-old girl who lives in a single-parent home with her mother, June. She is struggling with quarantine. She wants to see her boyfriend, Brian, and hang out with her friends, but her mother tells her no. This is causing a rift between the two because they can't seem to figure out what's best for Shelby.
Why can't I go see Brian?
Because I said so, Shelby.
That's not good enough, Mom. I need an actual reason. Why can't I go see him?
Because we're in quarantine. We're supposed to be social distancing.
It's just Brian. And maybe a few of his friends, and maybe a few of mine. It's not that big of a deal.
I'm not everyone's mother, Shelby. I'm yours. I would never forgive myself if you got the virus because I let you go. We have no idea how this could affect you and your asthma. I'm sorry you're upset, but my answer is no.
I haven't had an asthma attack in years.
Shelby, you also haven't been active in years. When's the last time you went for a run or lifted weights?
Are you saying I'm fat?
No, of course not. I'm just saying we'd be smart about this right now.
Oh, so now I'm stupid and fat. Thanks a lot, Mom.
Shelby, you know that's not what I meant.
Never, Mom. You can't do this.
Shelby! I don't know what I'm going to do with her anymore.
Hey, Brian. Mom said no. Yeah, I know. Shocker. Can you still come pick me up? I still want to go to the party. No, Mom doesn't know it's a party. It'll be fine. I'll just sneak out the window. Meet me in the alley in 10. Great. Bye.
Since the COVID-19 pandemic began, there have been fewer opportunities for teenagers to play sports, gather for clubs, or play music. A 15-year-old said he believes that has a much bigger impact than anyone may realize. Teens are gathering in ways that put them in greater danger of contracting the virus, according to Dr. Jessica Stevenson. She advises parents to keep lines of communication open and provide ways to keep them connected with their friends virtually.
Grayson, this was such a great idea. I miss everyone so much.
Thanks, me too. Do you think Shelby's coming?
Are you kidding me? Her mom's never gonna let her out of that house. It's like she's in jail and her mom's the sheriff.
Everyone's here.
Hey guys, we're here. I mean, Shelby had to sneak out her window, but I mean, whatever works.
I had to do that too. Can you believe our parents think that stupid COVID thing is real?
My parents say we wake up our own lives.
Your parents don't even know you're around.
Okay, the party has arrived. Kyle. Thanks. My throat has been sore all day.
No problem.
Please, careful, you don't want rumor spreading in the culture.
Whatever, man. Whatever happened to the flu?
Yeah, it's just a stupid virus. Plus, I never get sick.
Okay, enough talking about this dumb virus. Let's just get this party started.
South Dakota Department of Health announced today that there are 4,021 active cases of COVID-19. That includes 209 new cases across the state. Of those cases, 172 people remain hospitalized. So far, 101,246 people have recovered from the virus. Across the state, deaths due to COVID since the start of the pandemic total 1,696.
Hey, babe. I was just gonna call you. That party last night was insane. And whoa. Slow down. Who has the virus? Kyle? No, that's impossible. We were just with him the other night at the... Oh, no.
I wonder where this virus is going to go once they open up the restrictions. I'm scared to go out of my house. People don't always make the best decisions when they let their guards down.
Is my baby going to be okay? Am I even going to have a job to go back to?
How am I supposed to tell my kids if their grandpa died? Now can we have graduation? I've been waiting for this day for 13 years. I'm owed this day.
In my 89 years of living, I have never seen anything this bad. Will I make it out alive? Is it really over?
Why do we have to be popular on the news in a bad way?
How do we go back to normal?
Will my bud ever see the light of day?
They wouldn't even let me into his room when he was sick. I couldn't even see when he died. How do I go on like nothing ever happened? How do I finally say goodbye?
Is our world ever going to
recover from this? Are my animals in danger now that the virus can be found in them?
Are we gonna have prom, or do I need to return my dress?
I don't know how we're going to adjust when all this is over. Everything's so different now.
I want to forget everything, like it didn't even happen.
My junior year will definitely be one to remember.
Now players can't have live fans at their games. What a bummer.
Forever we will think of this time and wonder, did we do the right thing? Did we do enough? People kept saying, we're in this together, united we stand. But will those people still be there when this is all over to help pick up the pieces of our nation, our lives, our world?
Only time will tell the true story of this pandemic. History will be written. What will it say about you? Will it paint a picture of you as helping others and being selfless? Will it show you are broken and desperate?
Will it remember the many words of encouragement you gave to your patients and their families?
Will it even remember you?
You will remember history. Will it remember you?
We're going to bring them out grade by grade. So would my 3 freshman girls please come out? Three freshman girls. These 3 have been a lot of fun this year. We look forward to a lot of really good things from them in the future. How about my sophomores? You guys can back up a little bit and let the sophomores out. Sophomores. I have quite a few of them. These 4 on stage have been in play for 2 years. Chandler discovered this year that he kind of likes it. Julia had a lot of different roles she had to put on tonight. We were proud of her for doing that. And we appreciate having Lane back again. She got to be a mom for Chandler, which I think was a highlight. She told me, I'll do play, but it's got to be small this year. So we did that, and it worked out. And then we have Josie, who has stepped up to the plate this year and really taken on a good role as well. Juniors. Why don't you guys come down in front here? A little bit further, yeah. There you go. We have Miss Bella Hoagland to begin with. She found her voice this year. Actually echoes out in the gym sometimes, and we like that. Salome is always, she's always a good one to give a line to that you know that she can deliver it with all the seriousness in the world, and not start laughing in the middle of it like Julia might. So it's all a good thing. Then we have Bridget, who really enjoyed being Governor Nome. She thought that was kind of cool. But Bridget's always got a lot of expression in her voice. And we have Miss Kaylee, who was one of the people who wrote this production. And she always does a nice job when dealing with the news, so we kind of had Kaylee kind of take that portion this year and do that. All right, and now we have what's left is our seniors. Would you guys please come out here? And Caden, if you would go in that room, there's a box in there that I need. So if you'd go in that room, there's a box on the counter. Big one. See if you can find it. Paige, can you help him? He'll figure it out sooner or later. I don't know who he's related to. All right. So these seniors I've had in play for all 4 years. And it is going to be really tough to replace them. So many great memories from 4 great shows. a state award or two, some outstanding performance medals. Hopefully we'll add to that on Wednesday. They have been instrumental also in helping us fine-tune this. Carly and Brady, especially Adrian, and Caden and Maddie and Kyle and Kaylee, we came together and said we need to fix something because we have this really great guy from Mount Minor College. His name is Andy Henderson, and he's here, by the way. And I sent the play to Andy and had him read it and said, what do you think? And he sent back some things he thought we needed to change. So we did, and so these guys kind of added and helped us fine-tune it a little bit. You are all going to be missed immensely. So with that, Brady. And who do I next? Carly, who's going to Mount Marty, by the way, so hopefully Andy will find her some good money scholarship. And then we have Paige, who did our props this year. And then we have Kyle, who is very instrumental in this because Kyle has said for all the years he's been in One Act, we could write our own play. Why don't we do that? And last spring it just kind of was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's see what you can come up with. So very proud of him, and he, got to tell you a story about Kyle. Now, Kyle, when we have play rehearsals, you can back me up on this. This is Kyle. I'm going to say my lines, and that's all I'm going to do, and I really don't care. And then you get to play night, and it's like, wow. He just comes alive. So, Kyle, we're going to miss that. Everything from when you and Carly had to do the little, what do they call those? Eskimo kisses. And they were known as the Blue Sweater Kids. To this year in the instrumental role you played in writing this play. We're going to really miss you. Thank you for all your hard work. Okay. Then we have Adrian. Now Adrian was my sleeper until this year. Not sleeper in a bad way. If I gave Adrian something to do, she would do it, and she did the best for what I wanted. And this year, she has gone way past that. When we were having the dress rehearsal, and even like Wednesday morning, wasn't it? When Mrs. Smith and I were like, wow. She just came alive this year, and she has been instrumental in getting other people to do their parts a little bit better than what they were doing before. And I'm just so proud of her and of the role she played tonight. She did a great job. The one role she had, she asked me for, and I was happy to give it to her because it was one I wrote, and it was one I felt she did really well on, and one that I can relate to as a special needs mom. So really proud of her. She did a great job, and we are going to miss you. Okay, and then we have Madeline. Sorry, Katie. Maddie always comes, and she's kind of like Kyle for a while. You know, the lines are kind of there. Or she goes, ooh, were we starting? Or, Kaden jumped my line again. What am I supposed to do? So, but she always comes through, and she always makes sure she's heard, and we really appreciate that, and she's been fun to watch throughout the years as well. So we're going to miss you. Congratulations. Last but least, not least, oops, forgot a word, is Caden, and we've had 4 years of fun together. He has a voice that can be heard, and we very rarely have to tell him to speak up, although tonight I think I could have once. But he's played all kinds of things, from being a guy like Fonzie in Happy Days to a circus entertainer, ringmaster, And then this year, just taking on some really long lines. And I can honestly say he was the one who had to memorize the first. So we're proud of you, and we can't wait to see what you do at SDSU. That's really hard for me to say, by the way. Anyway, we hope you had fun as much as we had fun with you. And with that,
Not yet. Can you guys grab that stuff over there quick, please? So, 4 years, and yeah, now we're done, sadly. There's a lot of things that we could go over that I don't even know where I could start, but besides being a great aunt, there's a hyphen in there, not we really appreciate all the work that you both put into this, and I don't know what we could do without you guys. So, on behalf of the senior class, we'd like to give you a lot of these things. Miss Smith. Mrs. Smith was last year. She kind of like retired from this, but she still comes back. It's like she retired and she's still working really hard. So we really appreciate all your help, Mrs. Smith.
You're welcome.
Oh, there she is.
I'm the lucky one. They're the ones that give me a whole lot more than I give them. Which flower is
This is for Mrs. Smith.
Oh yeah, let's swap flowers. Hey, here, look at this nice set of flowers. And then Mr. Sieverding, the tech guy, thank you very much for keeping everything in order. And Alex and Hayden, thank you.
We need to give a big round of applause.
But we appreciate all the input and enthusiasm that you give us and all the helpful tips on the technicalities of the play. Thank you very much. Well, thank you for coming tonight, and have a safe drive home.